Well, we're about halfway through Autism Acceptance Month, and we're learning about resources for autistic people of all ages and their families. This morning, to share their life as an autistic person, is PJ, an artist in many ways, a singer, model, and advocate. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, PJ, tell us why increasing autism acceptance is so important to you.
Yeah, well, growing up in the early 2000s, it was a time where autism was still this big stigma. Even though we already knew that I had a learning disability and I also have a speech disorder, even knowing these things, it was still hard for me to get accommodations because it wasn't really well known. But now that autism is more prevalent than ever, I think we need to focus more on acceptance since most people are aware of what autism is at this point.
And you're a performer in so many ways, as we mentioned, and some people might be surprised that you were non-speaking for part of your childhood. And you've said to me, speaking is not something that is natural to you, doesn't come natural to you. So what are some of the ways that you can share your story and your experience with others who have autism to maybe unlock their potential as well?
Yeah, well, my dad happened to be a drummer here in the Seattle area during the 90s, so that's like one of the coolest things ever. And, you know, getting to watch him as I grew up just really inspired me to kind of channel that music outlet. And he was also self-taught in all of the instruments that he played along with drums, so I kind of taught myself how to sing, and I actually learned how to sing before I could speak. So using that as a tool, using music as this creative outlet became a way for me to communicate in a different way than words could.
And people are seeing some of your model photography too. That's another way for you to express yourself and communicate through a photograph.
Yes, exactly.
What would you tell other people about finding resources? What are some of the resources you found, or just ways that you've maybe created community to help yourself?
Yeah, community, the big word. I have to give the biggest shout out to Ryther and their Aspiring Youth and Delphi Young Adult programs. I've met some of the most incredible people through those programs, but just being surrounded by other autistic adults who have had a similar experience to me is already such a big blessing. Just being able to share that experience and learn from other perspectives. We hear this all the time in our community. You've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person.
Right.
So being able to learn from other people who share your disability is extremely helpful.
And I think you put it very well. That's one person, because everyone is different.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, for more local resources, you can text the word autism to 206-448-4545, and we'll send you some links directly to your phone or your tablet. PJ, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.